Hey, everybody. Happy October 1st. You know what that means. Spooky season is officially here. This is my favorite time of the year. I love all scary things, horror movies, anything that gives me a good scare, as I'm sure you do too. I'm very excited about this month, about Halloween coming up. I have some cool guests that'll be on the show coming up this month. One of them, John Roysland. He is the host of the Witching Hour podcast. He interviews a number of horror related actors and people in the horror genre. He also does other pop culture type things. So we're going to talk to him about his show. And I'm also talking again to Anthony, I want to get his name right, Anthony Sant Anselmo of Mondo Video. He built his own video store in his basement, but we're going to talk about his favorite horror movies because it is October and we've got to get that talk going about what scary movie should I watch. So we're going to talk about that. And I just wanted to kind of, check in. I haven't for a while. Like I said, October is my favorite month of the year. As you can see behind me, there's Jason and there's all horror other stuff behind me. And the other day I was actually at End of an Ear record store here in Austin. And those of us who are of a certain age remember cassette tapes. For some reason, cassette tapes are a thing again. A lot of the current artists are putting their albums out in cassette format. And I was at the counter paying for this, the soundtrack to Assault on Precinct 13 by John Carpenter. The other side is The Fog. And I happened to be standing there and it caught my eye. There was a cassette tape. There was 3 of them. And you'll never believe what I found. Still has the price on it. I'm trying to take this off. I was sitting there and I saw Friday the 13th, part 3 on cassette. They also had part 5 and part 2. They were right up there at the counter. And I was shocked because it's just crazy that randomly the Friday the 13th soundtracks would be on cassette. I remember having the Halloween soundtracks, the various sequels on cassette. I still have them at my mom's house, but I never had any Friday the 13th on cassette. And part 3 is my favorite soundtrack. I have it on vinyl because this is the one that was in 3D and it had that kind of cool disco music. It was very different from the other themes to the Friday the 13th. So this is my favorite Friday the 13th soundtrack. If you happen to live in Austin and you want to find these, you can go to End of an Ear Records and hopefully they still have some left. When I looked, they again had part 3, part 5, and part 2. I didn't see any other ones, but who knows? They may have more coming in. It is October, so this is that time of year when all the horror-related merchandise is out. My birthday was also at the end of September, and of course, my family always gets me horror-related things. This is my Freddy Krueger, can't talk, my Freddy Krueger mug, which is really cool. I love it. I love the handle. Looks like his sweater. And then this cup that says, "Every day is Halloween," as it is to me. Here's like a Freddy Krueger kind of bobblehead. And then I really love this creepy Freddy Krueger. This looks like more like the Freddy Krueger from the remake. I didn't like the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, but I like anything Freddy Krueger. So there you have it. Anyhow, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope that you're enjoying this being the first day of October. I don't know if you're like me and people ask you, why do you like horror movies so much? Doesn't it scare you? Like, why would you want to watch that? It's so negative or whatever. And for me, it's always been an escape for me. I find it as entertainment. I get an adrenaline rush off of being scared. I love watching the final girl running at the end of the movie. I love all the jump scares. I just get an adrenaline rush off of it. And I think those of us that love the horror genre, there isn't anything like, to me, negative about it. It's more like a fun thing that we can all share together and we all get it because a lot of people don't get it. It's fiction. It's fun. Whether something's really gruesome, there's so many different types of horror movies in the genre. You could like the slashers, you could like the psychological horrors, you could like the saws where it's just, blood and guts and torture. Whatever it is, everybody has their niche and they love what they love. And I also say when people ask me that, honestly, horror movies to me, again, are an escape and they're entertainment. You know what really is a horror show? The real world. The real world is a horror show. I'd rather watch a horror movie. Okay? So, anyhow, I hope everybody's doing well, and stay tuned to my channel. I'll have new interviews coming up this month, and take care. Bye.